Samoa are the last team to begin their World Cup campaign.
So these are the scenes inside the Subiaco Oval in Perth. It's our third live game of the day. It's from England's group. Perth, Western Australia, the venue. Samoa, Uruguay, the game. Commentary team for this, our third game, Steve Smith and John Taylor.
And another good crowd here at the Subiaco Oval. The Western Australians have really got behind this tournament, and even though there aren't nearly as many South Africans and English here in the stadium tonight as for the big games, and it will be a sellout next Saturday. There's a good number who turned out to see what the rest of the opposition is like. The Samoans in their blue strip with white shorts. There's Diego Aguirre, the captain of Uruguay. They've gone to a black and blue strip this time. A little square at the front. The hooker, Diego Lamelas. Well, Samoa may be the last country to play at Rugby World Cup 2003. They're certainly not to be taken lightly, though. Most of the team have graduated through New Zealand's provincial sides. The back line particularly exciting, led by veteran Brian Lima, playing in his fourth World Cup. They've got power and pace everywhere. Watch out for the two wings, Fa'ato and Tanguy Thakimbao. There's the Uruguayan lineup, and that directly reflects their performance against South Africa. The pack, particularly the front five, did well, so there's only one change. Nicolas Griger starts at 7. But wholesale changes in the back, so new half-back combination in particular, Bernardo Amarijo and 21-year-old Juan Campamar. And as before all these pool games, the anthems sung by members of the specially convened Rugby World Cup choir, made up of 2 members from every country, and the first anthem we'll get will be the Samoan anthem, and that will be sung by Andante Fiumors and Melvin Lenumi Solomona. A beautiful Samoan anthem, followed by the Uruguayan anthem sung by Flavia Berardi Machado and Alvaro Vagis Cecilio.
Orientales la patria la
I think about 1-1 after that. Steve Smith, ex-England captain, with me. Two very stirring renditions, and a huge amount on it, of course. Samoa with this great tradition already in the World Cups of being giant killers. And the Uruguayans very anxious to show that they're not just here to make up the numbers. And the Uruguayans respectfully facing up, taking the challenge of the Samoan haka. Led there by the number 8, Semo Setiti, the captain of Samoa. Well known, of course, in Britain. Playing now for Borders, but had 2 years at Cardiff. And there's the Uruguayan captain, Diego Aguirre. Be interested to see whether he hands over the kicking duties today to Juan Menchaca, who's come in at full-back and has established himself really as their main goal kicker recently. There's David McHugh, the referee, a man who sometimes seems to get involved in more controversies than he would like, but he assures me he doesn't go after them. Of course, sent 3 people off in the Canada-South Africa game back in the 1995 World Cup, and then again was in trouble in South Africa when he was tackled by a spectator and actually had his shoulder dislocated in disgraceful scenes.
When you're ready.
A couple of years ago. Getting underway, it's Tanavili for Samoa. Juan Alzueta bouncing off his own player, but no obstruction. Aguirre. It's okay because he was in front of them. This is Fa Tau, huge reputation as a runner in Wellington. And the referee signalling that they're playing advantage, and immediately able to cut through beautifully. It was Elva. Strong straight running, again a half chance being created for Lomi Fa Tau. Quick feed, Soyalo. And this time a penalty to the Uruguayans. Welcome relief for them. The support players going straight in over the top.
Penalty was against Tomuli, not staying on his feet. Pity, because it was a wonderful start from Samoa. The rugby we know they can play, flowing, elusive. Sadly, it came to naught. That's the end of the move. So number 3 diving in, referee got him straight away.
Yeah, that one of those inexcusable ones, really, because they secured the ball, it was protected. And you're just not allowed to collapse over the top.
So frustrating, John, isn't it, for the rest of the team? The ball's coming back anyway.
So this is nothing serious, because Juan Carlos Bado plays his rugby down at Bergler in Bordeaux. One of the most experienced of the Uruguayans, is certainly one of their very best forwards. A kick from Juan Menchaca. Flicked off the top. Now where's the scrum half coming from? Regathered by Alzueta, and he set it up. Now they've got a scrum half. Nice little chip, ball but directly into touch. The length was good, it was going to land and cause problems to Samoa. They didn't run onto it, but it was just a metre out of play.
Well, scrum half for Samoa, very keen to get on with it. They look very sharp in the opening minutes, Samoa.
Yes, talking to Michael Jones, their assistant coach earlier today, the former All Black, he was saying that they really are raring to go because they've spent so long waiting for this first match. Again, a lovely little shimmy from Va. Constantly probing, but that was again a little nudge forward and then diving in over the top to try and recover it, and a penalty to the Uruguayans. Defender that time, Sailosi Tangifakambao.
Again, it was needless. So many times in rugby, so frustrating, the ball's being won, no need to dive in.
Aguirre using that left boot, good effect down the right touchline. Now, I thought the Uruguayan front five, Steve, did really well against South Africa and were a little bit let down by the backs and deserved better.
That's a good job, and probably that's why they've kept the pack virtually the same and made the changes at half back and outside.
They have it. Now what can we see? That's Aguirre. Just, well, he was under pressure, but it could be useful yet. Oh, it's curling nicely for the Uruguayans, but in the end, no problems for Tangifakambao. Quickly taken. Now that wasn't a dropout.
It's not a kick.
It's got to be hit in the half volley.
Ashavalu, who just kicked it over the line, can't do it.
But he gets the chance to retake it. Tanavili. Long chip through from Amarillo. The new man at number 10 came on as scrum half replacement in the game against South Africa. Chip and chase from Menchaca. Well, it's worked well. It's dropped for the new scrum half, Campamar. And a nudge forward. Scrum for Uruguay, just inside the Samoan 22. But David McHugh having a chat with his touch judge, not about anything that's gone on the field of play. It's just that I think his earpiece has come adrift and the two aren't communicating very well.
Just hang on, guys, hang on.
I think he might want a bit of tape to secure that, but he's going to go on. Well, that's a mess, that scrum. Everything going up. The referee's got to reset it. The question now is whether or not he decides it was one side's fault, in which case it would be a penalty.
Seconds in, please.
This very experienced front row. It's turned around, and the Uruguayans maybe feeling that they've got a little bit of pressure on the Samoans there.
Certainly a moral victory in Uruguay. Props will be very happy with that.
Well, yet again it's gone up, but the Uruguayans are the ones who've been penalised. Perhaps trying too hard to get that advantage, Steve, and going up, which you're not allowed to do deliberately anymore.
On the line, 10.
So we're impressed with the scrimmage against South Africa. It's an area they do concentrate on. So it was illegal.
Yes, now David McHugh just getting a bit of tape to secure that earpiece. Jonathan Meredith with the throw. Again, a bit of a messy one round the base of that ruck from the Samoans. Didn't give them very good ball. That's better. They've got it going forward. Playing advantage, so one of the Uruguayans must have come up offside.
No advantage. No.
Quickly taken. Away goes Soyalo. This is the hooker, Meredith. Well, that's okay, says the referee. Through came Amarillo, but he was onside. The ball was out, and Uruguay come up with the penalty.
Stay on your feet.
Diving in over the top again from the Samoans.
It's the third time. It's a pity because the Samoans are the ones playing the rugby. They've made 3 lovely breaks through both their halfbacks. In the end, just ruined it.
Ayala Manua. Well, he's a Wellington-born prop, so he ought to know better. Sanchez,
Okay, we take
the
it off and we
Uruguayan
fix it.
prop in the spot of bowler.
Let's take him off and fix it, please. No. Off the pitch. Fix. Substitution, please.
The referee saying there's blood there. I want you to go off and get that fixed, and he wants a blood replacement on. Here he comes. Juan Machado. There's the new little scrum half, the real youngster. He looks a boy, doesn't he? Juan Campomar, just 21 years old. Good kick from Menchaca, the fullback. Sanchez will be back very shortly, I'm sure. Playing at L'Aquila in Italy now during the European winter, and playing for Carrasco Polo during the summer. Driven on by Grija. Oh, and the Samoans making a mess of the Uruguayans' maul, and that's a turnover. A little cloving run from Terry Fanaloa. Again, possession changing hands. That has to go down as an error. Tanavili runs it back. Useful kick. Oh, that's a beauty.
That's a great kick. Pity though before when once again Samoa spilt the ball forward. Just they look lively and making all the breaks. At the end, it's little mistakes that stopping them flowing, which is what they'll be trying to do. The kick, it was a beauty. It's given them a good attacking position.
Real little character, this Diego Lamelas. Just 5'7", but 15 stone 10. Well, they've got it. From the way Barrow jumped at the front, I think he thought it was coming to him. Samoa staying in field. Uruguay have it, trying to get the rolling maul going. They've done well, the crowd rising to them. Sanchez getting furious, the referee telling him he's got the ball and to get on with the game. That was a little knock forward.
Knock on.
Sanchez again agreed.
quite clear their lines, can they? The possession's so scrappy. It's the problem.
No. Crouch and hold. And engage. Stay down.
Taking the feed, it was Peter Poulos. Penalty, Uruguay again, holding on the floor. Take it quickly. Sanchez has to go inside. There's no support now, there is.
Let it go.
Campamar finds Amarillo. Vili takes it well. Oh, good strong running from the flanker for Ashavalu. Ashavalu's going to go all the way. Great run from Ashavalu. Well, they said he was good. Former captain of the under-21s. Touch of the Michael Jones about him facially as well.
That's the way he plays, looking like that. Great Michael Jones himself will be delighted with that one. Just a storming run from the flanker. Not when he gets it. Behind his own 10-metre line when he gets it. Makes the outside break. Shrugs off Mendara, no problem. Transfers the ball to the correct hand, didn't need to. He had the pace to go around him anyway, pulls his tongue out. And scores a cracking try.
Well, he had a storming debut against South Africa during the summer. And one of the things he said was that he's one of the very few players born and brought up in Apia, the capital of Samoa, and he really wanted to impress in this World Cup to see whether there might be a move on either to Europe or New Zealand. Well, he's done himself no harm there at all. Elva cannot convert, so coming up to 13 and a half minutes, and Samoa with first blood. They lead 5 points to 0. Well, that's a poor kick. Immediately gives away possession. It'll be scrum down on the centre spot unless the Samoans try a tricky little line out. Providing they collect it themselves, they can try one of those from the halfway line. That's the alternative, but they've gone for the scrum.
The referee said to Amarillo, make sure your forwards stay on side. That wasn't the problem in the end. He didn't make the 10 metres.
Good pace again. This is Vili into the line. Back inside to Fa'atau. Quick reform. Lima now taking up the fly half role. Push it down the short side to Vili. Back to the open. This is Lima again, the veteran. Lost a little bit of pace, so they put him into the centre instead of leaving him on the wing. Oh, good support work. That was Meredith. Fanalua. Men wide again. Vili, lovely inside pass, and the man freed in the end. Palapoi. And the score is good. And it's Brian Lima, the veteran. His first try in his 4th World Cup.
Two tries from Samoa, both different, one individual, this one, beautiful teamwork. This is what they're known for. Here's the big second row, Palapoi. Inside is Lima, covering like a flanker if you like. Terrific teamwork from Samoa. We know they can do this when they let loose. They threatened it in the first 5 minutes. Now they've come to life.
Yep, they spluttered for the first 10 minutes or so, but now really beginning to put it together. There's Brian Lima, revels in the nickname of the chiropractor because he hits people so hard he cracks their backs. Bar. That looks better. Just drift past the right post though. Was coming in all the way but not quite enough. Still, they'll be feeling good with themselves. 2 tries in 3 minutes and Samoa lead 10-0.
Uruguay.
Knock forward. Nothing wrong with the challenge, says the referee. So Uruguay.
No advantage, knock on.
No advantage. Scrum down Uruguay.
Knock on.
Juan Alzueta, not the biggest of men height-wise. He's only 6'2½", small these days for a second row, but 17 stone plus. And a penalty this time to Uruguay, deliberately spinning the scrum, says the referee. And again, a sign perhaps, Steve, that the Uruguayans have got them under pressure in the front row.
Showed that in the first game, they're certainly showing it again tonight. Fascinating decision that by Mr. McHugh, John. How we can work out whether they do it deliberately or accidentally, I don't know. A wheel's a wheel, isn't it?
Well, I think probably it was the viciousness with which it happened, the suddenness and the immediacy of it, that they decided that's what they were going for. Juan Menchaca, top point scorer for Uruguay with 203. Didn't start the first game because he's a complete amateur and actually arrived late because he took his 3 weeks holiday and his company would only allow him 2 weeks unpaid leave, otherwise he's going to lose his job. And he's hooked that wide of the left post, so a chance goes begging for Uruguay. And Menchaca shaking his head, disappointed with himself about that one. Vili with the long drop. This is Menchaca again with a chance now to attack. Steps inside 2. And as well sets it up. Aguirre. Again the very physical tackling, but Uruguay hold on. Sanchez makes the second charge. Amarillo puts it inside to the new big young wing, Carlos Baldassari. Sanchez again, offering himself as a willing runner, and again the tackler this time not allowing the tackled player to play the ball.
Samoa really been penalised. Ripped some mauls. Just wondering what to do with this one. Put it to the corner and go for goal. Good decision, I'd say. They need a try.
I think it might have been contributed to, Steve, by the fact as well that Menchaca is actually sitting down having attention on the 10-metre line to his kicking leg. So a line out inside the 22. Now this was the trouble. Whenever they got the ball, they didn't really look dangerous. So and that's a very scrappy line out, but it's knocked on and they've got possession back. Baldassarri with the little dummy. A couple of promising first touches from him. This is his first international. Lovely little chip through by Amarillo, but picked up beautifully by Peter Polos.
Move away, Tree.
And that time not rolling away, having tackled the man. It's Uruguay. You've got to allow the tackled player the opportunity to play the ball immediately after the tackle. Pablo Lemoyne very upset.
It's the incident, the breakdown here. You see Uruguay, they've got to roll away. They can't roll over the ball or lie next to it.
Well, not forward in the end. A little success at first for Uruguay at the back of the line out.
No, wait for the ball, please. Wait for the skip out.
Rodrigo Capo there, the number 8, and Nicolas Grige.
Reginald.
Two big men, 6'4.5", 6'5". And that one has turned through 90 degrees, and Uruguay therefore have the put in.
Obviously a slower wheel, therefore not deliberate.
Lovely little move, and Capo goes off the back. Now that was dynamic for a moment. Aguirre, in comes Baldassarri again, this new winger, again doing well, getting into the 22. Remember, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Friday, on ITV1, it's New Zealand against Canada from Melbourne. And of course, you can keep up with all the news from Rugby World Cup by going online to itv.com/Rugby World Cup. Diego Lamelas, the little hooker. You never seem to see him in trouble. Probably because he's as square as he is tall.
This would be a big hit to hurt him, I would imagine. Down there is Capo.
Started to put himself on the line. I think that was that contact. You're going to get hit hard by these Samoans. He's used to it. He plays in France. He's obviously a very good operator because he's at Castres, one of the top clubs in France, and I think they feel that he really was one of the players who did most to get them through here to the Rugby World Cup finals. Fails to find touch, but it still could be a difficult one. In fact, it's broken totally for Tangithakembao, and the winger showing just how dangerous he is. Well, I think that was little Pastore desperately trying to keep it in play, knocking it back, and then suddenly realizing that he committed the cardinal error and he knocked it right into the path of Tangithakembao. But my goodness, didn't he pick it up well, Steve?
I was about to say that, John. The pickup was the impressive thing. Once he'd done that, the job was done. Lovely kick from Val, nothing wrong with that. Try to keep it in play, obviously. The pickup was terrific, wasn't it? That's what made the try. Once he picked it off his bootlaces, little inside step, and he was always going to score it. The smile will tell you.
that is second game for Samoa and his second try in 2 games. 25 minutes gone. Samoa 17, Uruguay 0. Went forward off Palapoi.
Uruguay scrum. Second. Crouch and hold and engage. Stay out, stay out.
Secondary drive, and again it went up in the front row. Now again Mr. McHugh deciding not to penalise anybody, which is an interesting one, particularly when they're going for a secondary shove. Again, holding it in the back row. This time Capo drives off. Again, makes good ground. Using their big men. Alzueta taking it up for the second charge. Grisia trying to get his hands on it, but they've got the scrum.
Just going back to that scrimmage, John. Complicated area. Only front rowers really know it. Simple rule is, the team that's dominating are not going to be doing the cheating.
Bit of a turn on that time. It was Uruguay under pressure. Well, they've held on to it. This is Grisia. Well, that's come out on the Samoan side. This is Fanalua. Whisked away quickly by Soyalu. Good support from Fa'ashavalu. And from the other flank of Polos, looking dangerous again. Busy little player, Soyalu. Really, the fullback getting into the action as well at every opportunity. Fanaloa gets it away again to that man, Fa'ashavalu. He doesn't need any second bidding, does he? Fa'ashavalu in for his second try. One of these players, if you don't nail him first time, you're not going to nail him at all.
Where did this guy come from? He's having a storming match. All over the place. Terrific support play. Here he stays wide. The difference between the two teams is Samoa really know how to use the ball. Uruguay don't. Took some scoring. For Ashavaulu, he had to shrug off one tackle, then two. Some strength as well as pace. Terrific work from the flanker.
23 years old, 6'1", 16 stone 7. Great build for the modern open side. Elva. And now back in Wellington, having played for Richmond and then Worcester in the UK. Just short. Looks disgusted as he throws away his kicking tee. But going very nicely for Samoa. That's a bonus point secured, the 4th try. 22-0 they lead.
Let's form, hands away.
course, it'll be the Samoans throw into the line-out. Change made a few seasons ago. Their little Elva, 31 years old now, really been around the world. Stephen Soyalo with the pass out to him again. Coming from deep, it was Fatau. Soyalo, that again.
Number 2 on your feet.
Again,
please.
that support straight in over the top. The man penalised that, Tom Tamuli. He's got to start getting that right. Mercredi was in there too, but I think it was Tamuli who went over the top first.
Get a choice of 3, John, from here. 3 of them dived in over the top.
I think very significant, Steve, what you were saying earlier about the Samoans being able to use the ball they get, go into a different gear. What always seems to go wrong with the Uruguayans, they secure possession, they start to get something going in the forwards, and then the moment they try to move it wide, there's really nothing much there.
And that's the big difference. Great runners outside with Samoa. And if Samoa can sort out these breakdowns, they're going to be a threat in this World Cup. They've got some lively backs, and they've certainly seen a good back row performance from them.
Well, another line out going wrong for Uruguay. Not hitting the jumpers. Oh, and again he goes for the fancy knockback. I thought he might have learned. Gets away with it that time. Well, a little
10.
knock forward, or
Inside
was
10.
the tackler
Penalty
in front
here,
of the
scrum
kicker?
back. Penalty here, scrum back there. Scrum.
And in fact, he was. Therefore, the Samoans have the choice of a kick from where the ball landed, or a scrum up there on the halfway line, and that's what they've opted for.
Good decision, because they're going to get their own scrum ball. They would have made much more difference on the kick.
Soyalu with the feed. His brother Rodney in the New Zealand squad. Lovely Fanaloa break. Lima now to finish it off. They're not going to catch him. Well, he hasn't lost too much pace, has he? A second try for Brian Lima. Again, it was that explosive moment, Steve. The moment it was on, they went for it, and that's what Uruguay just don't seem to have.
Well, but these boys have got it in spades. Scrum struggled a bit once again. Once you put it outside to these backs, a little half break from Fanaloa. Here's Brian Lima. He's lost a bit of pace. He's got enough for this game. He's got plenty of strength.
Lima now playing his rugby most of the time in Japan. Went there for a lucrative contract. 7 Rugby World Cup tries in all before this tournament. He's gone to 9 now. He's only got 1 out of 4 so far. Finding his range, though, even more ominous for the Uruguayans. 29-0. Good height on the dropout, and that allowed Gutierrez to get through on the opposition. Protected well in the end, though, by Samoa. This is Baldassari underneath it. Takes it well. Oh, he's got good pace, too. He is a bit of a find. Lovely little interpass. Lemoyne and Campoman. much better from Uruguay, but now they've got to keep it going forward. That's Lemoyne again, the huge prop. Plays his rugby at Stade Francais now. Grija still trying to keep it going through the forwards. Well, I would have said that hit came from round the side, but they've got away with it.
Not used.
And
It's okay.
I think the referee's saying that was a maul and they didn't use it and the ball stuck in it, and therefore the put-in going to the side, not in possession.
That's quite right, Johnny. Exactly the words were not used. It must have been a maul. Pressure off. Sprint to Samoa.
Coach and hold. And engage.
The first shove from the Uruguayans. It's not a knock-on, and in goes Capo. And Capo milks the applause from the crowd. Well, he might. First try in this Rugby World Cup for Uruguay, and they deserve to celebrate it. One of their very best forwards scoring it. He deserved that. I thought for a moment there was a fumble, but the referee was happy.
Well, it had to come from the scrum. Massive pressure on little Soyalo, couldn't tidy it up before he could recover it. Capo was on it. I called good number 8 Zah. He's delighted with it. And the crowd delighted as well. That was the scrum. Just knocked it out of his hands. It was quite clever in the end. Capo snatched it up and dived over, and he is delighted.
Marvellous, the first try for Uruguay. Just to keep Samoa honest, know that they haven't won this one yet. Here's Menchaca. Wide of the left post, so 5 points only. Samoa 29. A little more confidence there straight away, you felt, as Alzueta ran it back at the Samoans.
Stay on, Blue. Stay blue. Stay blue. Step. Step.
Ooh, well, Menchaca, the first dummy might have been okay, but the second one was too much. They've lost it. Now the Samoans come flooding up in support. Wide it goes to Fatau. Knocked forward by the Samoans, and Uruguay are going to get the scrum.
Mistake from Menchaca almost cost them dear. That's what you can do with these Samoans. Give them loose ball, they'll snaffle it up, they'll move it wide straight away. Almost went in at the corner.
Andy.
They're very much the opposite of the Uruguayans, who want to structure everything and build it from that. The Samoans much happier when suddenly the ball just comes loose and they can get themselves into a broken field situation.
It's a South Sea Island thing, isn't it? We saw it earlier on today when USA and Fiji, same thing really.
Let's keep it straight, please, Samoa. Crouch and hold. And engage.
Well, a penalty.
You pulled away. No, hang on.
And
you pulled away and just walk back. You've pulled away.
the referee saying quite clearly that Jeremy Tomuli was always just trying to pull away from that scrum. And I thought Sanchez, for a moment, might have been in trouble for retaliating. But in the end, that's fine. Half-time. The Uruguayans scoring that try has really brought them back into this game. We'll take a break now, but join us for the analysis of that first half. After the break, the score at half-time, Samoa 29, Uruguay 5.
Pleased as punch in Perth. That's the Samoans leading 29-5 at half-time. More of the same for Samoa, presumably, in this second half?
Well, they will be looking at the South African score, 12 tries, and can they push that gear? And one thing I have...
You think they can get 12?
They might, if they turn it up in the second half, though. One thing I have against the Islanders, they play very well for 40 minutes, but in the second half of games, they get lazy.
OK, well, we'll see what they do. Let's get back to our commentary team of Steve Smith and John Taylor.
Thank you, Angus. Well, back here, no changes as far as I can see at half-time. We've certainly not been informed of any. Steve, the Samoans with this proud record in World Cups, I mean, they're in a very tough group this time. They've certainly caused great difficulties if they were in a couple of the other pools. But do you think they could really mount a challenge on England and South Africa?
Well, either way, John, they'll certainly give both teams a game. Whether they'll be strong enough to take on the England pack, I'm not quite sure. But South Africa, let's wait and see.
The Samoans playing advantage, coming back from a little knock-on by the Uruguayans straight from the kick-off. No, you feel South Africa playing at their best, Steve, would take their part. But South Africa were very, very loose, weren't they, in their first game?
I think about South Africa, which amazed me, John, really, was the pack. You know, the pack just didn't do it. The power of the South African pack just wasn't there.
Well, the power of the Samoans is lovely cut inside, really tearing apart, and that's Lomi Fatau. Another one. I said at the start, look out for the wings, they're a bit special. And there was a chance for Lomi Fatau, Wellington born, plays for Wellington, the fastest man in the Wellington squad.
Francois was talking about 12 tries, halfway there now. With wings like these two, who's to say they won't get there? Both wingers very elusive. Give them half a chance, they'll get to the try line.
Lomi Fatau with that very distinctive Samoan markings on his legs, tattooed really from knee to the top of his thighs. The kick's good as well, and just a minute and a half into the second half. It's Samoa 36, Uruguay 5. Fatau, top scorer for Wellington in 2001, and when they tried him out against the likes of Cullen, Umaga and Lomu, he was the quickest. Another good take though by Capo. He's not doing himself any harm at all. Amarijo gets it wide. Aguirre gets his pass away this time. And Chaka can't feed his winger, but sets it up. Well, they've still got control. Amarijo back inside this time to Gutierrez, the flanker. And ran into his own man. Lemoyne, just as the most experienced player on the field for Uruguay, just driving his men on and telling them to really go for it.
Coach and hold, engage.
Va'a. Takes play up to halfway. Mendaro, the centre, has come off for Uruguay, and De Freitas has gone on. Capo again making inroads, a bit of a wild pass, but in the end they make a little bit of ground.
The boys in the studio were talking about the shot window. Capo's done himself no harm, has he? I think he'd play for most Premiership clubs back home, no problem.
Bernardo Amarillo, a little fly half. He's got to impose himself a bit more if there's going to be any sort of attacking potential from the Uruguayans. Good take at the line out from Palapoi for Samoa. Campomar, the little man underneath it, but takes it neatly. Went backwards. The referee's quite happy. Away goes Menchaca. But he just kicks it away, and that's going to give possession almost certainly back to the Samoans.
Frustrating, disappointing for Uruguay. Menchaca's little, you know, what else could I do? Well, he could have kept on running for one. He got away with that one. And does pretty well here. Space opens up. Didn't look outside him or inside him, just kicked it away.
Again, well taken by Palapoi. But, oh, lovely little step, but then gets caught. Good support very quickly there to bail him out of trouble, though. And Tanavili with a huge kick. Back to Menchaca. He goes for the wide open spaces. He needs that to bounce into touch, or they could be in trouble. Tanguy Thakambau wriggles out of one tackle, gets it to Lafaili. This is the hooker, Meredith. Vili into the line, that's Fanalua. Holding on in the tackle, got himself isolated, and the Uruguayans were in there and in a position to take the ball off him.
It's the seventh time that Samoa are giving away a penalty in the breakdown, and it's just killing them.
And this time Diego Aguirre decides that he's going to have a kick at goal, the skipper. Right in front, 40 metres, perhaps that's a bit long for Menchaca. Or perhaps he feels that as he got 2 out of 2 in the first match, that he's the man who's in kicking form.
Tell me, John, is he not a dead ringer for David Trick, the old Bath winger?
The old Bath and England winger, yes, he is indeed. I think David's probably got a little less hair than that now, but very similar. Well, he's certainly got the distance, no problems at all. In fact, huge kick, terrific kick from Aguirre. Keeps the scoreboard ticking along. It's Samoa 36, Uruguay 8, and the Samoans decide to pull off, I think, number 10, Earl Va'a, and on goes number 22, Dominic Feaunati. by the captain Samoa and immediately looks for the quick line out. You've only got to look at where these Samoan players are playing their rugby to realise that the Samoans really are the sort of workhorses of the world. They really have to go abroad to make their fortunes, and they go wherever the rugby's good and the pay is good. Billy, strong little man, but that time setting aside a little bit of bother. There's Billy again. Oh, a lovely little offload again. Suddenly the pace increases. Talapoi sets it up again. Billy in at fly half now. Suddenly space is beginning to open up. This is the new man on, Faunati. Tackle's good. And a little knock forward. A little worry that it was high at first, but he got him round the shoulders. And David McHugh quite happy with that one.
Number 3, said the referee, Tomuli. He knocked it on. That was a pity. So once again we saw some lovely flowing rugby from Samoa. In this kind of mood, they really do take some stopping. All going from left to right. Everybody wants to have a run. A little bit high, some are shouting. It's quite funny coming from Samoa. And they just broke down at the end. Looking sharp though, John, aren't they?
Yep, they look really good once they do get into a flow. One of the things I'm really impressed with them always about is the way they can actually stand a man up, stop him, and then go again and accelerate away. Aguirre just taking a bit of a bang, but he's fine too. It really is a glorious sight when they're in full flow as well, and certainly the South Sea Islands have contributed a huge amount to world rugby over the last couple of decades. Big push by the Uruguayans. Capo controlling it at his feet. But in the end, they just stumble into touch on the blind side, and that gives possession back to the Samoans.
Yeah, they've got a dominant scrum, but they're going nowhere with that. Forward probably a bit cheesed off, but every time they get the ball out to the backs, nothing happens.
Interesting statistics. We saw at half-time possession 50-50, time in each other's half 50-50. There it's swayed in fact towards the Uruguayans, but it's what you do with the ball once you've got it, Steve, that counts, isn't it?
Absolutely. We have the try scorers. Samoa have got them in spades. Uruguay struggling. We've seen a bit of promise from Baldassari, and that's about it.
And the Samoans making a substitution in the front row. Layala Manua coming off, and number 17 Lamalu going on. Lamalu, another youngster who's looking really promising. They think a lot of him in the Auckland Blues development squad, I know. Ooh, well, I don't think Amarillo was onside then. He's got away with it, but fighting his way through Faunati. Oh, and suddenly away from it all goes the new man, the prop, Simon Lemalu. First touch of the ball, try.
Well, Uruguay was so terrified of the Samoan backs, they forgot to lock up the middle of the maul. Coming out of nowhere, just arrived on the scene, picks it up right through the middle. Little chuckle and dives over.
Can't believe his luck. He's been on the field less than a minute, and that's his first try for his country. Still playing for New Zealand under-21s at the 2000 Rugby World Cup for the under-21s in South Africa. Played alongside Rokathoko and Carter, and then decided to go for the land of his ancestors. So he's a part of the Auckland Blues development squad and plays his club rugby with Otahuhu. Tanavili takes over the kicking duties. He's on target straight away. Samoa 43, Uruguay 8. Looks a likely lad. Zipped away by Vili from the fly half position. And again, Vili back in there. Well done, Baldassari again. Took on two of them, crunched into them, and they felt him more than he felt them. Amarillo. Oh, and the little flick out to Alzueta didn't work at all. Well, this could be fatal. Lima tops it inside. And there's the try to Vili.
And that one movement, we saw the difference really between the two teams. Uruguay trying to create. Can't do it. Eventually it breaks down. Samoa hacked through. As, you just know that they're going to pick it up in one scoop. It was done so. It was Lima that picked it up. It was Tanavili who scored the try. Here's where the Uruguayans knock it forward. That's the difference, John, isn't it? The Samoa sweep upfield, pick it up in one scoop, support everywhere. And that is the difference between the two teams.
Semo Satiti, the captain, way on the inside, yelling, pass it over here, but Vili wanting to get himself on the scoreboard. Lima knew exactly what to do as soon as he latched onto it. While Vili lines up this kick, which he misses on the right post. Substitution for Samoa. Laio Lafayali has gone off, and on comes number 18, slightly easier to say, Kitty Viliamu. Chip over the top from Soyalu, knocked on by Uruguay, and Samoa can't take advantage, so they get the scrum. Tanavili has been moved in permanently now to the fly half slot, and they've dropped Feonati back into the full-back position. Oh, lovely little break from Vili. Got to start it again. A bit of a A goose step there from Tangithakimbao. Offside.
15.
And trying to kill the ball, and the fullback could be in trouble. Push wide, the last pass for once was poor. Fanalua. Dash through the middle goes Peter Paulos. Soyalu puts it right. Fanalua. Again, that strength in the tackle. Kamuli, but he's been robbed. I'd say Tamuli's not had the best of games. He was given away that turnover there. Good kick from the Gire, and the Tasha says Tangithakimbao couldn't keep it in play.
He tried to, didn't he? He wants to. That's how Samoa want to play it.
Numbers again, please.
We've
No.
had two more substitutions on the Uruguayan side. Brignoni and Conti have come on. Trija and Gutierrez have gone off. Now some more as well. Viana has come on. Little knock forward by Uruguay. Ignacio Conti. Both sides ringing the changes fast and furiously. Pastore's gone off and Viana's come on for him, for Uruguay. Latched onto there by Brignoni, the flanker who's just come on. But the danger snuffed out. Sanchez told to get back and gets back, but with a defiant gesture at the referee.
Offside, number 1.
And it was Sanchez penalised for being offside. Alvarez has also come on for Alzueta in the second row. So I don't think the Uruguayans have got any left.
Number 2, Samoa.
In fact, they, I think, got one left. I don't think Perez has come on yet, has he? No, that's still Lamelas, the first choice hooker there. Yep, the little hard man is still very much there and trying to give it his all. Diego Lamelas, the only one of the Uruguayan players who plays in Argentina. Soyalu. And that's Fanalua, bounces off Aguirre. Aguirre goes in for a second go. A little nudge forward by the Samoans. Well, the Samoans have scored 8 tries so far. Just to keep you up with these replacements. They really are a nightmare, but Meredith, the Samoan hooker, has now gone off, and Schwalga, the replacement hooker, is on. Sanchez, he'll run at him all day. Loves the ball in hand. Plenty of spirit again from the Uruguayans. Lemoyne, the other prop, takes it up. Now the Uruguayans playing advantage, so they go for the little chip. I think they knew that it was a no-lose situation, and they've now got a kick in front of the posts, 35 metres out. I think Aguirre might be tempted. Aguirre happens to be on the floor, needing attention at the moment. Menchaca walks forward, hopefully, fancies this one, but Aguirre has said, no, I'm going to take it.
I tell you what, the Uruguayan forwards have deserved it. They've certainly given Samoa a game up front, as they gave South Africa a game up front.
And interesting, it wasn't Aguirre saying, I'm going to go for the post myself, I fancied the points. He's decided that they've proved enough, and that now what they really need to do to add to their reputation is to score another try.
Absolutely, they've got faith in their forward pack. They're now within striking distance
of the line, not the Samoan score. Well, that's just about their best line out so far. Good leap from Brignoni. On goes the drive. That was Lemoyne. Digging in there. Campomar. Amarillo gets it wide. Oh, but his second pass just not good enough. So Menchaca hoists it high. Not good enough. Lima underneath it. Solid as ever. Good tackle by Capo. Oh, and another penalty. Coming in from the side, it was Schwelger. And Aguirre again looks as if he's going to go for the corner.
He won't change his mind now. There's no point in doing that at all. And the Uruguayan forwards, they fancy it. Got pretty close last time. That's a terrific tackle. Try scorer, Capo, just proving he can defend as well.
No, just one man. Just one man. No, but he breaks away. No man breaks away.
The discussion between Diego Aguirre and David Hugh on the finer points of maul.
No opposition. Okay. Just wait, please. So, go. Wait.
Capo, a little bit sore, but enjoying it far too much to think of going off. Yep, good kick from Diego Aguirre. He's got exactly what he wanted. You can't have a line out closer than 5 meters to the line, and he's right on it.
It's even closer this time. Can they get that?
Exactly the same. On goes the drive. They must go over, surely. And they've got the try. Terrific work from the Uruguayans. Brignoni caught. And who's going to come up with the ball? I think it might be Lemoyne. Lemoyne's getting all the congratulations, and the big prop has thundered over. All 19 stone, 9 of him.
Well, somehow you knew there wasn't going to be a flowing back move from this line out. You knew it was going to go right down the middle, and that is good forward play. Samoa driven right over the try line, and they've deserved it. There he is. Happy little lad.
Pablo Lemoyne. He's at Stade Francais these days, having spent 3 seasons at Bristol. Doesn't make the starting lineup, but that's no shame, because the 2 guys in possession, those 2 great French forwards, de Villiers and Marconnet. He didn't hit that one very well. Sliced by Aguirre, but 2 tries to Uruguay, and it's Samoa 48, Uruguay 13. Into the last quarter.
The game is over as a contest. Samoa have got their bonus point. Uruguay will now try and get a point if they can. And we want to see if Samoa can get 12 tries, as did South Africa.
Remember, you can keep up to date with all the stats from Rugby World Cup on itv.com/RWC. Round the front, Swolga. Oh, the knock on, they were off again, it seemed. That was Faashavu Dalu. This is the sort of situation, Steve, where
Step back, please.
the Uruguayans struggle now to clear their lines. Tucked in that corner, and although they're going to get possession, they'll struggle to get away, won't they?
Yes, they'll get the ball. Fortunately,
Number 13.
Mercredi is not really a great fly half. He struggles a bit with kicking and passing. That's where they need to improve. And Samoa will just keep them trapped in this corner.
Well, everything building up, of course, towards the big game on Saturday. We're looking forward to a fantastic occasion when the biggest game in this pool, South Africa against England, happens. Everybody up for it. But before that, Friday, ITV1 at 10:10 a.m. It's New Zealand against Canada from Melbourne. Terry Fanalua has gone off, having played a big part in Samoa's dominant position, and Dale Rasmussen has come on. Well, that's the best way of getting out of your own 22. Straight through Capo. Sanchez, the prop, providing the support. Aguirre. This is where it tends to get bogged down. But Baldassari has added a bit more punch in there on this right wing. Amarijo. Neat pass back inside. The man coming away, De Freitas. Lamelas. Goes straight automatically into a scrummaging position. Bado, he's had a quiet one really compared. No advantage though to the Uruguayans. Offside against Samoa. And David McHugh wants a word with the skipper.
Slowing the ball down, coming in the side, not going back. Next one is a card.
We spotted it, John, didn't we?
Take time
Said to the
talk.
captain,
Penalties
too
over
many penalties away in the tackle. Next one is a yellow card.
No, wait.
Good call, probably a little bit late, I would have thought.
Step back, please. Okay. Time back on.
But again, a triumph in some ways for the Uruguayan forwards, that they're forcing the Samoans into that sort of negative play. Good clean catch from him. On goes the big drive again. They know exactly what they want to do. Lemoyne chucks one of the Samoans out of the way. Well, they need to protect that ball still. Ooh, a little flick, was it forward? But it wasn't a good pass in any case, so it doesn't matter. The Samoans come away with it. Oh, but they've got a turnover at the next ruck themselves. Capo trying to move things forward. Freitas. Bit of a chance to go from deep. Brignoni, that was. Marijo. Gets it again to De Freitas. Again, you can see how little headway they make against this Samoan defence. Holding on, going through the phases. Campamar decides to have a go himself. Lemoyne. Well, they've trundled into the 22. Campamar again. The roars for some idiot who's decided to run on the pitch, but play goes on. Aguirre gets the pass away beautifully to Menchaca. Menchaca gets it away to his wing. So close, that last pass though, just not going to hand.
What a pity. Uruguay at last moving the ball down the line. Almost scored in the corner. Since the last try from Vili, seems like a long time ago now, it's been all Uruguay. That would have been great reward. Some flowing movement.
Into the last 10 minutes, and Pablo Lemoyne taking a few moments to get up. Well, Sanchez, now he's certainly given everything, is coming off a well-earned rest for the prop. 26-year-old, and on goes Juan Machado, to win his 25th cap. (48-13) the score remains. Another good line out from Uruguay. That's improved no end. Again, they get the drive on. And Barrow just setting it up again. The forwards determined that the only way is straight through the middle. But that time they got a blocker in there in front of the ball carrier. And that made them all illegal. Scrum down, Samoa put in.
Yes, it's technical, but it's correct. You must be bound on, you must be together. If you bump into somebody in front of you, if it breaks off like that, then it's offside.
Let's come in straight, please. Let's come in straight. Straight. Seconds in, coach and hold, and engage. Seconds in, please. Coach and hold, and engage.
Jeremy Tamuli looks the part at tight head prop, but he's struggled. Penalty this time, though, to Samoa. And the referee wants a word. And that's no surprise again, it's the new man on. They just substituted the loose head. Off went Sanchez. On comes Machado, and Machado immediately in trouble. Baldessari. Now, if they could really move this slickly, there's space out wide, but no, Aguirre caught in the middle. Campomar to Capo. Little chip this time from Campomar. Oh, and knocked on. Well, it was actually looked a bit like a poor one, because he should have had a chance to mark it, but it becomes a very good one when he suddenly knocks it on.
Just stay there.
Might be some bother here.
Just move back, please.
It was a late hit.
Just move back, please.
Campanaro
Just
did the
move back,
chip.
please.
He got taken out of the ball. I'm sure we're going to see it again.
Okay.
It's a late tackle and dangerous. Just came with the arm stiff on.
Okay. Any recommendation?
Yellow card.
I reckon Johnny's
Is the
going to
right
get
player
a
here?
yellow
The
card
winger?
here. Touch judge saying it was a late one and a dangerous one.
He's come in late and dangerous. It is a yellow card.
And Lomi Fatau has 10 minutes in the sin bin, which means that the match is ended as far as he's concerned.
There's a little chip. Oh, it's late, it's high. It's not even on the pitch, is it? Had to go.
Just relax. Substitution, number 8, Samoa. Number 8. Number 8.
And Semo Sititi
And number 2. Number 2.
is going off. Of course,
Thank you.
the captain, solid, good game, and now the Uruguayans swapped their hookers as well, the last two. Man coming on, number 19 for Samoa is Tuiavi, and Perez comes on for Lamelas. So all the substitutions now made by the Uruguayans. So from the penalty, they've gone for the line out in the corner. Now we can see the drive again. A little not forward though, a nudge. But it went forward, said the referee. I think the Uruguayans complaining that their catcher was taken out in the air.
Certainly their territory.
Engage.
It would have been interesting, Steve, if that had gone, because then they might have had a chance to go for that bonus point. The only way they can possibly get it is to score 4 tries, and it didn't look likely, but maybe with 15 against 14, if they scored a try then, they might have made it. Good to touch. Remember, in this World Cup, bonus points awarded in the pool stages if you finish 7 points or less behind, or if you score 4 tries. So it is possible for the losing side to score 2 bonus points. Moving to the scrum half position.
It's the first time running for a long time. I can remember Samoa being in the Uruguayan half. It's 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. It's been all Uruguay.
Just as Francois was saying at half-time, they can go to sleep a bit in the second half if they feel the match is already won. Steven Soyalo is going off, and on comes Denning Terrell. Uruguay with it. Aguirre. Oh, well picked up by Menchaca. In the end, it was a horrible one to deal with.
Terror, wasn't it? His own 22 as well. People bearing down on him, that's the last thing you want. He did well.
Well, it was a good game for most of the first half. Some good rugby played at the start of the second, but all losing its shape and getting very, very scrappy as both sides get tired. The Uruguayans very much amateurs. You can fully understand it with them. Getting Tyrrells quickly into action. That's the man for Ashavalu. He's really burst onto the scene, still going. My goodness, he's powerful and quick. Vili again. And Faunati saw everybody off, and the Samoans come back to life.
They can be out of the game for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. They can still score tries when they get the ball. Great runners. Even on the bench, Faunati didn't start the game. He's come on late. Look at this for a break. All so quick and dangerous and powerful. Perth through 3 tackles so far. Then he releases the ball. They move it to the left. In the end, the gaps just appear. Here it is. Step inside, goes on the outside. They've all got the big mouth open staring the jump when they cross over the line. I think they like scoring tries. They should do. They're very good at it.
It's a coconut. I just cut it open and I'm going to drink the milk.
Going forward. He just drove it into him. Your ball.
David McHugh patiently explaining that that was an accidental offside. That's out, says the ref. He just couldn't control it though, and Samoa have come away with the ball in any case. Good work from Denning Tyrrell. Vili.
Move away, tackle.
Penalty this time.
You got to leave it go. He's on his feet.
To Uruguay. First of all, David McHugh was a move-away tackler, and then penalising the Samoans for not releasing it because the support player came in and he was on his feet. And he was perfectly entitled to pick it up.
Guess what's going to happen here? It's their favourite corner. Try and roll it over from there.
Well, the Uruguayans slow coming into the line out, and really you can see why. 22,000 people here at the Subiaco Oval. Good crowd. One of those dangerous ones where the lifted man was just tipped, but he's okay. Away goes Dale Rasmussen. Rasmussen finds support from Tyrrell. Wide it comes to Viliamu, all the replacements getting in the act. Held up by Peter Polos. Now it goes right. They're playing advantage as well. Trying to get the pass away was Tangithakambao. Still advantage to the Samoans. Namalu. Vili. Flips it back inside.
Offside, no
And there
advantage.
never was an advantage at any stage. They never got over the line, so they'll get another go from the tap penalty. Get it wide, 2-on-1 suddenly. I don't think he needs it, 1-on-1, and the try given, number 4 of Peter Palapoi.
That was a wonderful score. Not the end of it, the start of it. Must have gone through 20 pairs of hands. Eventually Uruguay gave away a penalty for offside. It was the only way they could stop the rampant Samoans. In the end they moved it wide, and Palapoi had an overlap, but he didn't need it. He lost his hat, but he scored the try. Wonderful finish from Samoa.
Tanavili with what is going to be the final act of the match. We're through the 80 minutes. I think the referee's whistle will go immediately after the conversion. He misses it. David McHugh whistles for full time. Samoa have beaten Uruguay 60 points to 13. They've scored 10 tries to show that they cannot be discounted in this pool, and that they're still in with a chance. They feel that they can do it against South Africa and England. 2 tries from...
And as expected, they counter to an easy win over Uruguay. The Pacific Islanders' free-flowing style will be a draw card throughout the tournament. Winger Salosi Taji Thakiboa.
2003 World Cup. Uruguayans managed to wheel far out, and it's kept in play by Pastore. Oh, what a brilliant pickup! Taji Thakiboa has gone over under the post. What a wonderful pickup that was.
A magical moment for Uruguay late in the first half. Number 8, Rodrigo Carpo, scores his team's first try for the tournament.
Bets himself on the hit, well done.
But the Uruguayans just can't match their fleet-footed rivals. In all, it's 10 tries to 2.
And finds his right winger. The man is away. It's Faatau. Faatau. What a try! Fantastic running. And what's it? Brian Lima looking for the hat trick, but unselfishly offloads. It's the lock forward. It's Palapoi. Try time.
60-13. Samoa off and running in Pool C. Is it possible they can match the 2 heavyweights, England and South Africa?